Okay, guys, it's time for me to go absolutely crazy with the meanings of the song, at least how I hear the music. What I love about music, and I say this all the time, is it is an art form where each person can interpret what the artist is saying, differently and resonate with different messages within the song. It's just a beautiful art form. I say this all the time. But I definitely feel like when some of these artists are channeling their creativity into music, they're speaking literally from source. And in a sense, whatever you believe in, whether it be God, whether you don't believe in anything, whether you believe in the universe, they are channeling that expression of this divine source that exists. So, or not if you don't believe in anything. But anyways, what I want to say is, same thing with all my music, watches, reactions, commentating over it. These are just what I feel. The artist has their idea of what the song is. I like Lubalin a lot. He had some Matrixy stuff going on. That's why I also think that this is the message I get from this song. But we'll see if you resonate with what I say. Anyways, remember to be your authentic self and love yourself genuinely. And if you guys got anything for me to watch, any music, anything you want me to check out, send it down below or email it to me. Let's hop in. I absolutely love this song right here. So let's jam.
I only know what I've seen. Walls are dissolving and you come to me in my dreams. A fire inside me is burning brightly. And all that you need is inside you, you said to me lightly.
See?
And I'll follow you till the edge of tomorrow. There's nowhere to run to, we're both going straight through the middle. And I'll follow you till the edge of tomorrow. There's nowhere to run to, we're both going straight through the middle. Sometimes I just feel the need to scream from a high place. And sometimes I just need to feel the wind on my face.
What I like about the screaming from a high place too is I had a health teacher, and anytime I think of screaming or yelling to let the body decompress and just get out anything it needs to get out, I always think back to when she said just yell. And we were in the class one day and we were just yelling, and she was literally like, don't worry, this is a part of the curriculum, or not even part, I think it was her own mix, I think it was her own spin. The teachers I had were pretty cool back in the day. Damn, I said back in the day, it is deep. I'm 24 now, so yeah, so back in the day. But they were really cool. And I remember she was like, next door, don't worry, they already know we were going to be yelling today. But you feel really good after yelling. Going to a remote location, if you can, maybe an abandoned building in some lot somewhere, and just yell. Wake up the fucking homeless people in there. Just joking. It helps. It helps.
What if we suddenly up and leave? What if we just left it all behind?
I love how he does that.
What are we gonna be if we go to the other side?
I want to play that back because I love how he bounces back and forth right there. But what if we up in the I love that. Man. And it's most replayed.
And what if we suddenly up and leave? What if we just left it all behind?
Fuck, that is so fire.
And if we're good and free, what are we gonna be if we go to vision goes into the eyes. You're the only one that I trust.
We're gonna come back to these lyrics.
When I was just dust, floating in a beam of light, an ember in a dream at night. Now a fire inside me is burning brightly. And all that you need is inside you. You said to me like me.
See?
And I follow you till the edge of tomorrow. There's nowhere to run to, both going straight through the middle. And I follow you till the edge of tomorrow. There's nowhere to run to, we're both going straight through the middle. The day that I met you, I got what I needed. All along, it turns out that I had the key to this. I had just hid it away from myself. Every time that they hurt me, I strayed from myself. Walked away from love, went straight for the dark. But the dark didn't suit me, it clashed with my heart. And I couldn't be something till I became nothing. Ego was blocking me, took it apart.
Oh, y'all got. I know we're gonna go back through this, but listen.
The day that I met you, I got what I needed. All along, it turns out that I had the key to this. I had just hid it away from myself. Every time that they hurt me, I strayed from myself. Walked away from love, went straight for the dark. But the dark didn't suit me, it clashed with my heart. And I couldn't be something till I became nothing. Ego was blocking me, took it apart.
Ego death, bro.
The day that I met you, I got what I needed. All along, it turns out that I had the key to this. I had just hid it away from myself.
And what I like too is that the and then the echoing and the is like him. It's almost like the echoes of your mind or like your consciousness. That's how I took it. Like, but yeah, fire, man, fire, 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 fire. Fire. Let's go through these lyrics. Dougie Jones. Let's hit it. So, what is this in the corner? My Way? What song is that? Anyways, so I'm going to say there are a couple meanings I get from this song. So, let's talk about them really quickly. All right. So, really quickly. And I'm blocking. Should I bring it down here? That kind of be here. No, I kind of like it up here. I like it up here. This is unique. I don't see a lot of people put the video just right here. Maybe there's a lot, but I don't know. I'm trying to be different. So, 3 meanings. 1, it feels like a love song, but it also feels like a love letter and a love song to self, if you get what I'm saying, to self. And it also feels like a love letter, also like a love, because somebody else can also make you realize this fire within yourself. So that's the second meaning that I picked up, that it feels like you're actually talking about an individual, or that he was talking about an individual. That's how I took it for me. It made me feel like an individual who truly shows you unconditional love. Like when you have a good mother, like that real unconditional motherly love. And then 3, it's a love letter or unconditionally loving yourself from your higher self. Reason I say the higher self part is sort of towards when he got to the end, where he said ego was blocking me and I took it apart. The day that I met you, I got what I needed. All along, it turns out I had the key to this. I just hid it away from myself. So I don't know Lubalin's beliefs, but to me, I'm going to show you what that means, at least in my spiritual perspective of things. It's that he's talking about his higher self, because your ego and everyone's ego is meant to keep you safe. The ego is not actually a bad thing. It's a necessary thing of, let's just say, creation, for lack of a better terms. Your ego does protect you to a certain degree, but it also can be a high level hindrance for a lot of people. Your ego and how, in yourself in relation to the world can block the absolute shit out of you. But when you have multiple ego deaths across your life. When you really have that ego death, which he said took it apart. Ego was blocking me, took it apart. Because a lot of that doubt or a lot of that I want to stay safe and I don't want to try and I could never do this. That's the ego blocking you. So when he said the day that I met you, I got what I needed, it's like after he broke down his ego, because that's how it went in, chronological order of the lyrics. The, ego was blocking me, took it apart. The day that I met you, I got what I needed. It on I'm not saying the flow actually properly, but your ego blocks you. Now, the love song part too is this idea of like, you come to me in my dreams, a fire inside me is burning brightly, and all that I needed, or all that you need is inside you, you said to me lightly. To me, I've experienced where I had a significant other say this stuff to me, like this type of stuff, and I don't know. I mean, I'll reminisce, but it just makes me think about the good, genuine people that care for you in your life and see that spark and that fire within you. That's what this song reminds me of. But I think that's pretty simple. Let's get into the deeper stuff, because that is kind of easy to see from the song. You can get that, but essentially, this song to me has always felt, every time I listen to it, a deeper song, like a deeper song going within self. And obviously, he's talking about going within himself, but so right here, I only know what I've seen. Walls all dissolve, then you come to me in my dreams. A fire inside me is burning brightly, and all that you need is inside you, you said to me lightly. So your higher self, or if you want to say God, the universe, source, is this. All that you need is inside you. And I'll follow you to the edge of tomorrow. There's nowhere to run to. We're both going straight through the middle. And I'll follow you till the edge of tomorrow. Sorry, I said that weird. But straight through the middle. To me, you know how they say you have 7 chakras? They say you purge and you break all these traumas and all things through the heart chakra, your heart. What is your heart conform to? What makes your heart race? Nervousness, trauma. What gets your heart going? So straight through the middle to me was the heart chakra. He may not actually be saying this. And then also left brain and right brain. He can be saying that too. Straight through the middle, pineal gland, that too, the third eye. We're both going straight through the middle. So creativity and logic coming together. Because breaking down your ego, essentially you would go into a flow state where your heart, your mind, and your soul are all working in tandem. Well, heart, mind, spirit, and soul. But honestly, it's all kind of the same. At least I say it's all kind of the same. That works for me to understand. But you're the only one that I trust. You were there when I was just dust. Floating in a beam of light. I skipped some lyrics, but we'll come back. This too was the one that gave it away for me. You were there when I was just dust, floating in a beam of light. If you hear some people in the spiritual community say it, or about metaphysics, quantum physics, we're light. We are light beings, the light spectrum. So we are light beings having a human experience. We're like condensed light form. We're crystals. Carbon, the carbon atom, we're carbon-based beings. Carbon, 666 protons, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. So it's like we're condensed crystals and flesh and all that lovely stuff and calcium. Like we're light beings. So, but straightforward. Sometimes I just feel the need to scream from a high place. Sometimes I just need to feel the wind on my face. That straightforward. I know you guys have felt like this, so I don't got to go too deep into those lyrics. But if you want it, it's just like those times. I actually have a memory that this makes me think of, and it's when I hiked to like a very, very tall point in New York, and I just was like, it was like nighttime, and I was just looking over the city that I lived in, and it was just hitting and just looking off, and I was with one of my closest friends. I reference him in videos, not Ron, but I actually just hung out with him the other day, but we were just looking at the city, just not saying anything, looking at the stars and looking at the cityscape. And that was a feel the wind on my face scenario, not a scream from a high place. But, some of those moments in stillness, in complete stillness, is where you really find your power, or you really feel flow too. But this, and what if we up and leave? What if we just left it all behind? And if we're cutting free, what are we gonna be if we cross into the other side? The thing is so what I like about this, but I think scares people, is a lot of people are afraid to have an ego death or like some sort of spiritual awakening. They're worried about what is on the other side. And the thing is that's just fear. On the other side of fear is yourself, is your true self. And if we're cutting free, what are we gonna be if we cross into the other side? The death. Everyone fears death. But that's the thing, your true self is on the other side of this fear. So he could have a different meaning, but that's how I took it. I have a couple others, but I don't want to keep you here forever. If you're watching this long, I appreciate you. Some people like to hear me talk, some don't. So, anyways, but now a fire is burning me brightly, and all that you need is inside you. You said to me lately. You see? So it's more of this inner, going into your inner world, because everything you need is within you. But verse 2, the day that I met you, I got what I needed. All along, it turns out I had the key to this. I just hid it away from myself, buried under the layers of your ego that you have to shave off. Every time that they hurt me, I strayed from myself. Walked away from love, went straight for the dark. See, every time that they hurt me, I strayed from myself. Because when you truly embody self-love and you start embodying your authentic self, who you truly are, this doesn't happen anymore. You'll be impervious to this. But when I walked away from love and went straight for the dark, but the dark didn't suit me, it clashed with my heart. Because it's like when you're a genuine good person in this world and just kind natured, and that kindness gets taken advantage of, so you turn into a darker Batman sort of figure, but that clashes with who you are because you know this is not you. I don't know if some of you have went through that, but that definitely happened for me, because I'm a genuinely kind person who doesn't really judge others too much. But at the same time, you know, people I've been kind to, and like the love that I've shared for people, and it wasn't reciprocated at the time, before I had an understanding that you can't expect people, if you're going to give that sort of love out, to expect it back. You know, that's why certain people are attracted to your light. They just want your light. They don't have intentions of reciprocating it. So turned me dark. I went dark for a while when I had my awakening, but again, it clashed with my heart. See, and I couldn't be something till I became nothing. So like that Bruce Lee flow with water, be like water, my friend. Like, you know, the whole mold, like be like water, you know, be able to shape to any circumstance and any scenario, and be able to flow, and water can flow and it can crash, like Bruce Lee said. So, you know, and I couldn't be something till I became nothing, which is like killing off your ego. When your ego is gone, nothing, I'm telling you, nothing can really touch you. Nothing can touch you. But you have to, it's hard to explain these sorts of things. You have to be someone who goes through the journey and embody and tries to really embody it before you see it. You have to break down the layers of yourself and dig depths within yourself, because genuinely it's very funny. Like, I have an example that I want to share where it's something my stepfather said. Oh, you know, parents going through their things. And I remember one day they were arguing, and I've been like this for a while, man. I was 14, 15, having, you know, had somebody say, like, you know, just keep my kids away from that N-word hard ER, and then that person turn around their whole perspective on me and then just be kind to me after that. But they were hardcore, you know, racist. And I didn't react. I didn't respond. Because I knew a long time ago, I kind of knew who I was, and I had a high level of awareness, so I wasn't really reactive. But it was funny because the stepdad situation, he said, if my mother was calling me the same names, like, let's see you, you know, try. He said maybe it would affect you, and maybe it won't. It won't, because the thing is when people are coming at you, or people trying to hurt you, every time they hurt me, I strayed from myself. You can't control what someone does, but you control how you respond. And the more that you do it, the less these things actually affect you. Anytime I'm like yelled at or disrespected, I know it's coming from a personal place of that person feeling inferior to you for whatever reason that they have to work out in their own mind, which that makes you drop the ego. There's no ego. Why are we going to get into a yelling match? we're not even on the same playing field. And the thing is there's no playing field to begin with. You're fighting yourself. So when you start to have these higher realizations, when you start to break down your ego and you start to become everything. So becoming nothing helps you become everything. Because I am nothing, and that allows me to be my most authentic self. But some people are afraid of that, the becoming nothing, because they think like, what am I just going to be, a blank slate? And it's like, not exactly, but almost like a blank slate, and then all the qualities you had come back tenfold, but you're also not attached to it. Hard to explain a little bit. You got to experience it. But the day that I met you, I got what I needed. All along, it turns out I had the key to this. I just hid it away from myself. Again, this idea of your higher self, the day you meet your higher self, you know, you have the key within you. And when you go into that inner city to consult your higher self, God, source, God is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's this right here. This is what, you know, these artists are channeling, at least to me. Now, again, just before I end the video, all my perspective, again, much love and Moonlight. I'll see y'all in the next one.